A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. That is pretty clear. Why can we not get this? Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I'm Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. Of course, guys, that was a rhetorical. The reason that we can't get past this for some of these guys who are attacking the Second Amendment day in, day out is because it's about control. It's not about freedom. Let's just be honest. But what we're going to talk about right now on this episode of the Bullet Points is a specific article out of Connecticut. Now, the impetus for this entire article is Governor Lamont there put forward a $64 million gun control package. Okay, fine. But the opinion piece is written by a guy who wants to rewrite history, overtly lie to you, and basically manipulate you into believing that you're now an extremist because you believe in your Second Amendment rights, of which, by the way, we're going to pass on to the next generation. And the big question here is, why would you want to revise history? Why would you want to lie about our rights? There's got to be the why. The why is because it's about control. It's not about our rights or common sense. That's what we're going to talk about. I want to hear from you guys on this one because this is important to understand what they're doing, because this is the most egregious twisting of the Second Amendment I've seen in a while. I'm going to do a quick read from our sponsor, and then we're going to hit it hard on the other side. Now, have you ever wanted to learn about gunsmithing, firearms repair, or shooting sports management? Enroll in one of SDI's online programs or courses to take your hobby to the next level. Payment plans and funding options are available, so check out the link in the description box below and visit sdi.edu for more information. And thank you so much to SDI for making these videos possible. But now, guys, we've got to dive into this because I got some stuff to show you. Now, to set the table here and add some color to what I'm about to show you, here's a little bit of our history. It's called the CMP. This is the Civilian Marksmanship Program. The Office of the Director of Civilian Marksmanship was created by the U.S. Congress as part of the 1903 War Department Appropriations Act. The original purpose was to provide civilians an opportunity to learn and practice marksmanship skills should they later be called to serve in the U.S. military. That's really, really important to understand. Here's another little piece before we go in. The CMP is a U.S. government-chartered program intended to promote firearms safety training and rifle practice for all qualified U.S. citizens, with a specific emphasis on youth. In my rush to prove that point so eloquently, I of course forgot to mention the most important part of the next sentence. This program, the CMP, was designed to provide military surplus rifles to U.S. citizens capable of owning firearms. But now let's get back to my presentation. We got that now? Let's check out what this guy is going to do. The Second Amendment doesn't say that. Let's not buy into the misconceptions about the Second Amendment when advancing Governor Lamont's gun control proposals. This is from today. This is an opinion piece, and I might get spicy because it's overt manipulation. Governor Ned Lamont has presented a new $64 million gun control package, and he has set his sights on ghost guns and gun buybacks. By the way, gun buybacks, tonight at the 9 p.m. segment, there's an entire piece about Lori Lightfoot and how gun buybacks and gun programs like that, complete failure, no evidence they work. Anyway, see it then. Some of his proposals are smart and strong, while others merely sound smart and make us feel good. But until we change the way that we understand and debate the issue, here comes the changing of definitions, we are not likely to have an impact on the epidemic of guns and gun violence in Connecticut, which is weird because they have gun control, so theoretically it should not be there. I digress. Even the most passionate advocates for gun control legislation qualify their remarks by saying, quote, "I respect the Second Amendment and the right of every citizen to own guns," end quote. This concession relinquishes 50 yards of playing field even before the debate begins. Question. If you don't respect the Second Amendment and that's what you have issue with, then that means that you are completely against the Second Amendment and you want to repeal it. This guy is advocating in Connecticut for them to completely repeal the Second Amendment, not respect it and support it only with more safeguards. That's their words, not mine. So that's where we're going on this. Check this out. This gets twisty. The NRA and gun manufacturers love that most Americans are passively doing their rhetorical work for them. So let's readjust our understanding of the Second Amendment. Ooh, readjust, like reprogram. Anyway, I respect the Second Amendment, but it's got nothing to do with an individual's right to bear arms. The right of the people to keep and bear arms. People is a collection of persons. Okay, keep going. This is where we revise history and you ask, why are you lying? Because it doesn't make sense. It's about control. It's not about common sense. Check this out. America has a bad case of amnesia about our history of gun regulation. Please tell me more. As shocking as it might seem to anyone younger than Social Security age, for most of our nation's history, there's been a near unanimous consensus that the Second Amendment does not confer an individual right to own or carry a firearm. Completely false, lie. Let's get into it. I cannot stand when they misrepresent the truth like this. Public perception and debate only changed a little more than a generation ago. Now he's referring to the NRA and how they got radicalized, right? Until recently, this has been the overwhelming consensus among Americans and in the courts. Ever since the aftermath of the War of 1812, so that's after War of 1812, so that's 13, when veterans returned home from war with their firearms, the federal government has regulated and restricted the right to keep and bear arms and did so without political controversy. Okay, do you remember the thing I just did about the CMP? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense, does it? If you've got a history of selling surplus military firearms to individuals with a focus on youth as the focal point to further our nation and our nation's defense, does it sound like something is off? Because this guy just openly advocated and said, if you say you respect the Second Amendment, you've given up half the field. You don't need to give up half the field. You need to be honest and just say it's not an individual right. That's where this guy's going. This guy's not going middle of the road. He's going abolish the Second Amendment by lying, miscalculation, and how do I say that? Manipulation. Let's go manipulation. And that's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you guys think of this episode of The Bullet Points, and I'll see you tonight at the 9 p.m. segment where we mock gun buyback failures. See you then.